You got something? Go ahead,
You know, it's like you always say, Cap. You know, to be a good Christian, you got to be a good hypocrite.
Gotta be.
You know, and they are trying to be the best Christians. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what they. No, they're not trying to be. They are. They get rate raises in Christianity. Go ahead.
What these fake Israelite groups don't understand out of one is I understand they just trying to win. But what they doing is they throwing pebbles at a tank, man.
Right.
You can't scratch us, man. The Lord is with the I.S.U.P.K.
That's right.
General YAHANNA, man.
That's right.
This is most definitely the home of the truth.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Just stop. Just get in line. You know what I'm saying?
Or don't stop and die.
Right.
That's another option that works too. Right. You could just not stop, and when everybody sees the calamity of what happens to you, then they'll know we shouldn't have been following them. And I'm so glad I never went into that building. Give me John 13 and 35. Let's find out another way.
You still want that second address?
I'll get that next. Let me, John, this is short right here. John 13, 35. Hold up, read 34.
So like John 13, chapter 34. A new commandment I give unto you.
Stop. Hold up, read the next part.
Sir. That ye love one another.
Is that a new commandment?
Lie, sir.
Why did Christ say that was a new commandment? Christ said, a new commandment that I give unto you, that you love one another. Ain't that in the Old Testament too?
Sir.
Why is he saying it's new?
Because they wasn't keeping that commandment.
Another way to identify the truth is brothers love each other in the truth. Not only do we love each other, but we love you. That's why we correct you. That's why we chastise you. Because we hate what you teach, but we love our brothers and sisters. But you hate us. You go out of your way to destroy us. We don't do stuff like that. We wouldn't call your venue to say to cancel your Passover. That's hate, Ak.
Right.
Like you got something called haters, and then you got something that's just full out hatred. That's not even a hater. Those people have full out hatred for the UPK. And that's why Christ had to say, a new commandment that I still unto you. Because this is something that Negroes just wouldn't apply. Negroes wouldn't think about it. Negroes wouldn't do it. It would just, it's new. Keep reading.
Sir. As I have loved you.
Go ahead.
That ye also love one another.
We're supposed to love each other like Christ loved us. What sacrifice do these other groups make for their people? What food programs do these groups have for their other people? What clothes do they give out? You don't ever hear about people in their schools saying, we doing food drives, we doing cold drives. You know, these brothers paid my rent. They came to see my granny in the hospital. They did this. You never hear about any of those things going on in these other groups. But we show it and prove it every week. All over the United States. We showing you the work of the Lord going on. We love our brothers and sisters. Those in the truth and out the truth.
Right.
Keep reading.
Sir. Verse 35. By this shall all men know.
Some people.
All men know that ye are my disciples.
If you want to know what Christ's disciples are, you got to look for the love. The real love. The obedience of the law. The obedience of the scriptures in brotherhood and sisterhood. What these fake Israelites are doing on the street is hatred toward the UPK. By them going out on the street and teach, that's not love. If they love the Lord, they would, if they love the Lord, and if they loved us, they would come together with us. Or, if they really were not selfless, they would do this. Matthew 18 and 15. Give me that. Because that's a scripture that the Lord gave us, that our King gave us to deal with disputes so we wouldn't have problems. And guess what they never think to do? do this.
The book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone.
Walk up with 15 brothers with your cameras out talking about what the hell is this about.
Tell him his fault between thee and him alone.
If these fake Israelite group leaders were men of God, who would they call?
Commandant General YAHANNA.
If they were leaders. If they were really about the nation of Israel coming together and unifying, they would call man to man, leader to leader. It don't make no sense for they little camp leader to come and talk to me, because this ain't got nothing to do with us. This is leadership. If they were real leaders about the work of the Lord, they would call Commandant General YAHANNA. And that's why Commandant General YAHANNA said, don't talk to my men, call me, nigga.
Right.
Call me. That's why he said that. Because if you're really about the nation, then the leader should talk. Commandant General YAHANNA says all the time. What does he say all the time?
Everybody needs to come back to the truth.
Say, give him the mic. Just say it. Say it in the mic.
That everybody needs to come back home.
Everybody need to come home. He's saying everybody need to come. We need to have a talk. Let's sit down. Let's come to the Passover. Come have drinks with us. We just sit down and have a conversation. You know why? Because he's a leader that cares about this nation.
Right.
You know why they don't ever show up and why they don't ever want to come? Because they don't care about the nation.
Right.
They care about themselves. They care about their own personal gain.
Right.
They care about the money that they making. You know, fake Israelite groups Passover. I ain't gonna say the name of the group, but they Passover is $1,500 a family.
Right.
Now you better pay your little $200. You better pay that $200, cause you gonna leave here and they gonna take your stimulus check and some to go to the Passover. Is that what they got to do with the work of the Lord? That is to sponsor trips to go and get boy box.
Thank you.
They going out there to get that bussy. That's what they get. Straight bussy. And you paid for it. Keep reading that.
Kanawakan, sir. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother.
How many times you got to talk to him? How many times did he say to go and talk to him?
Once, sir.
Did he say, talk to him, give him a little time to process what you said, and then take it back to him again and see if he heard you? Is that what he said?
Lie,
No.
sir.
He said, take it to he and he alone. If he hear you, you gained your brother. Go ahead.
Verse 16. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, than in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established.
Let me tell you what it means for somebody to hear you. Tell me that I offended you.
You offended me, sir.
Salakia. Whatever I did to offend you, Salakia. That's me hearing you. Let me tell you what's me not hearing you. Say it again.
You offended me, sir.
Well, Salakia, but you know, this is how it is. I'm a captain. When I was young in the truth, Scripture said that, a man whom he loveth, he chastiseth. And I chastise you like that because I love you. And I just got to get you in line. And, that's it. What you gonna say?
I ain't really feeling that, sir.
Thank you. That's what you're supposed to say.
It's lucky, sir.
That's what you're supposed to say. You're supposed to say, well, I hear you,
Sir.
the water, but, no sweat. We need to take this to council.
Right.
You know why? Why are we taking it to council? Because you didn't hear me. If brothers could do that, we could be in the kingdom. Like, we love each other in the truth because of the rules we have in the truth. The rules, the counsel, the protocols that we have here, that's the thing that keeps us in line as a nation. Our love for each other ain't based off of just, nothing. Once we stop following these rules, you're going to start hating your brother. I'm telling you. Once a brother say something and it offends you and you don't get it correct, you don't get it fixed, what's going to happen is pressure. Your body is the pressure, is the pipe. And every time that brother do something, you just add more pressure. The first thing you're going to say is, see, you think I'm a joke. Then he going to do it again. He going to say, see, I told him all, see, he think I'm, what? You are building hatred in this brother's heart. Now, it's the third strike, and it's the first time you say something. And you go off. Man, this and this and that. That brother is looking at you like, hold up, what's wrong? It's your fault because you never said nothing. Now, you got all this hatred and anger in your heart for a man that didn't even know you was mad at him. It's your fault. And that's how the brotherhood, and that's how families, and that's how relationships break up, by not communicating and not hearing each other. This is how you know what the truth is. That communication happens. That family, that relationship, that happens. And this is the protocol that we follow because this is what our king left for us to follow. Keep reading.
Sir. Verse 17. And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church.
Right, go ahead.
But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as an heathen man and a publican.
What's a heathen?
Someone outside of the truth.
Somebody outside the truth. Somebody that's not in here. Guess what that mean about you? You can't listen to nobody because you're not a part of our family. We just kick you on out, get you on out of here. You know, because you don't want to be a part of this family. You want to make your own family. And that's what those fake Israelites did. They made their own family. And they gave them a new name. A new identification. Oh, I'm not in the truth. I'm with this group. I'm with this group. I'm with this group. And we got the truth too, as well as them, because they got the truth. I used to be over there, and I've been in the truth. You know how many people say, I've been in the truth for 17 years, but they're not in the school? You know why they say that? Because they used to be in the school. And they saying, they are marking the time that they came in here as the truth, and they just acting like they're just doing the truth somewhere else. Because they see the truth as Christianity. Christians say, oh, I'm saved. I just don't go to that church no more. I'm saved, I'm baptized, I'm filled with the Holy Spirit, but I just changed churches because what? I wasn't getting fed over there. It wasn't feeding me, feeding my spirit. That's what fake Israelites do. They've made this world a Christian world. Now, let's go to the book of 2nd Ezra.
Sir. The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7, verse 3. And I said, speak on, my power. Then said he unto me, the sea is set in a wide place, that it may be deep and great.
Now, this is Ezra. Ezra was asking the Lord to help him understand what was going on and when the time was going to come. And, you know, like, why are we being persecuted so bad? Another way to identify the truth is you're going to go through hard times. Being in the truth is not prosperity, happiness, riches, wealth. You know what I'm saying? That's not being in the truth. Christ didn't care about none of that. Christ didn't teach that. Christ said, who can go through trials and tribulation with me? You know what I'm saying? He want to see who can fight this world. Because this world is what you got to fight. You got to fight weed. You got to fight hoes. And niggas giving you money for your box. It's a whole lot easier to just make quick, fast, evil money. It's easier to do that. That's what you got to fight. You got to fight the desire to do stuff in a quick way. Read what you got.
Verse 4. But put the case, the entrance were narrow and like a river. Verse 5.
See, a sea when the sea was planned to be laid out, it was planned to be in a big old area. But the entrance into it is narrow. It's big, but narrow to get into. See what I'm saying? Keep reading.
Khan, sir. Verse 5. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad?
If you don't go through the beginning of the narrow part passages, how is it that you can get to the open sea? And just like the port of Houston is an excellent example. It's narrow in the port. And once you leave out of the port, then you go deeper into the Gulf. And then you can see the big wide span of water. But it starts out in the narrow place. You see what I'm saying? You're not going to ever be able to understand the truth expecting to see the broad first. You got to come in narrowly. Keep reading.
Khan, sir. Verse 6. There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things.
Go ahead.
Verse 7. The entrance thereof is narrow, and it is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the road, on the right hand, and on the left a deep water.
So imagine a city in front of you, but it's a gate to get in the city. And you got to walk on this bridge. And on one side is fire, and on the other side is water. What does that mean you cannot do? How about
You can't fall off that bridge.
You can't do, you can't fall off that bridge, but you can't do what? Something even more simple than that. If the left side got water and the right side got fire, you can't do what?
You can't go to the left or the right.
You can't go to the left or the right. You can't be wishy-washy. You can't be in between. You have to be focused on what's directly straight in front of you. It's like walking a tightrope. You don't see people walking tightrope just like, no. People walk a tightrope like this.
Right.
Because they gotta keep their head straight. Everything has to be straight in order for them to make it. You understand? Keep reading.
Khan, sir. Verse 8. And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once.
So small, only one man could go at a time. That's how tight it is to get into the truth. You can't try to come up in the truth and just try to bring everybody in with you. Hey, listen, I found this. It's not a church. I found this new church. I would have come see, the choir jamming. No, this ain't that. Everybody has to find the truth on their own. All you can do is tell them about it. You can't make them come in there. They can look at that city and see this big, beautiful, great city, but it's going to take for them to walk that tightrope. As much as you love your friends and family and want them in here, they gotta want to walk the tightrope. You can want it for them, but wanting it for them won't get them into the city.
Right.
And that's what you gotta understand. It's not something that's popular, that it's easy for everybody to do. No matter how much you love them, no matter how much you want them in here, they have to walk alone. The truth was made for you to fight alone, to want it alone. And what you have in here is just support. Brothers, hey, you can do it. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? You can do it. You can do it. But we can't do anything else other than support you. You have to take those steps. You got to come to class. You got to check in. You got to do everything that keeps you on that straight and narrow. When you are in the streets, I can't sit over you and tell you, don't buy them cigarettes. Yeah, that girl over there, no, don't talk to her, she white. Right. I can't tell you what to do. You have to do it alone. Keep reading.
Khan, sir. Verse 9. If this city were if this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it.
If the city was given, if you went directly into the city without going through the tightrope, then you will destroy the city. Because you don't know the value of making it to the city. That's what happens. That's like people that's born rich. People that's born rich, you end up like Jada Pinkett kids. They don't know the struggles of being poor, so they just live life recklessly. Because they already had it all. They were born with a silver spoon in their mouth, so they just weird. You get everything by walking this tightrope. You get everything that you need because you had to fight to get here. And when you make it here, you appreciate this place. You appreciate the brothers, the sisters, the councils, the check-ins, everything. Because you went through so much hell to get here. The check-ins and everything you go through, that's nothing. Appreciate it. Because now you know this correction is coming out of love. The correction you was getting in the world wasn't really out of love. It was an ulterior motive behind that check-in. It was, I really want this crack money, and I ain't got no crack money, and I walk in the house and I stepped on your shoe. So now I walk in the room and slap the dog mess out of you. Clean up. Why? Nah, you mad because you can't go get them drugs. You just want to take it out on me. That's what this is. But now you come up in here, you don't get chastised for nothing. You get chastised out of love so that you can make it across that rope. Keep going.
If he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance?
How are you going to get the kingdom if you don't go through the fire? Christians love going to places that sound good and feel good because they don't want to go through the fire. Well, how do you expect to get the kingdom? Keep reading.
Sir. And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel.
What verse you at, Salaki?
Verse 10, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Even so also is Israel's portion.
Even also is Israel's portion. This is our portion. The earth was made for our sake. It's going to explain it. Keep reading.
Verse 11. Because for their sakes I made the world. And when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done.
What you see now is because of Adam's fall. The hell that we got to go through, the pain and everything is because of Adam's fall. Keep reading.
Verse 12. Then were the entrances of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. They are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful.
When Adam messed up, then the Lord made it harder for us. He made the entrances into this world. What's this world? What's this world that he's talking about that we trying to get to?
The kingdom.
The kingdom. The angel is talking to Israel like the passages were made narrow to rulership on the earth, the kingdom, when Adam messed up. And then everything was made harder. So when now you had to get the kingdom through pain, travail, and sorrow. That's what the angel is explaining to him. Keep reading.
Verse 13. For the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure, and brought immortal fruit.
See, what Adam was, Adam got dropped right into the garden. Got just placed right into a good position. And he didn't appreciate it. He didn't appreciate that predicament that he was set in because, he didn't have to walk a tightrope to get it. We are going through this hard times that we are in right now so that we can appreciate the kingdom. So when we get the kingdom, there will be no pork eating. There will be no shrimp, crab, or lobster. No, everybody, come together. We're not going to be trying to give other nations salvation. We're going to be happy with the salvation we got. We're going to be looking out for ourselves. And that's something that we never have done. That's why Christ said a new commandment, that you love one another. You know who we have always wanted to love? Everybody else. But you know who we've always neglected to love? Each other. That's why Christ said it was a new commandment. Keep reading.
Verse 14, if then they that live labor not enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid up for them.
If you don't go through the hard times, you're not going to get the kingdom. You're not going to get what's laid up for you. And these fake groups are trying to take you through the back door. They trying to take you directly into the city. That's what they trying to do. While we go through the mud. While we fight and get the demons off of everybody, they don't do nothing but put more demons on you and kick you out. You go in there, get more demons, and then they kick you out into the world. Now you don't trust nobody. Because while you was there, they convinced you that everybody else was satanic and evil and this and that and the third. And so now you come here and we really care about you, and they tell you they're not gonna care about you. Don't talk to their men gonna hurt you. They gonna beat you. They gonna assault you. They all they want to do is take your money. That's what they gonna say.
Oh, that's what they do.
Because that's the stuff they do. That's what they do. That's what the $1,500 Passover is about. That IUIC has. Oop, did I say something?